In this video, you are going to learn about the socio-cultural factors that are going to play a role in the buying decision of consumers. Okay, socio-cultural factors like we are influenced as individuals by the culture that we are brought up in, or of the culture that the society holds, right? And the different social elements that we and the social groups that we belong to, right? So that is the reason why socio-cultural elements, the cultural factors and the social factors play a very crucial role in influencing the behavior of individuals as buyers. Okay, the culture that we are brought up in, like culture, basically culture is something that has perhaps the most influence on any individual. Okay, the culture, it comprises of the different traditions that we follow, the different norms that are set for us. Okay, the different rules and regulations, the list of do's and don'ts, right? We all as consumer, as individuals, as human beings, we are largely influenced by the cultural norms that are set. Okay, the traditions, the rules, the regulations, the list of do's and don'ts, the values that we hold, okay, the beliefs that we hold, they all make up the personality of an individual. The individual, we as a human being, what we are, right? That the culture reflects, like an individual is a reflection of the culture of the society. So understanding the importance of culture, every marketer needs to understand the deep-rooted cultural aspects of every society or every community that he is going to target. Because the consumer behavior obviously is again influenced actively or passively, consciously or subconsciously by the culture of that particular person, or of that particular society, or of that particular market. So it is very, very important for a marketer to understand the underlying culture of that society. Okay, and subculture, this is another thing. See, culture, not every person in a society follows the same cultural norms. Okay, there exists many subcultures within a culture. Say for example, Indian culture. Within Indian culture, we have many subcultures which hold very strongly for groups of people or segments of people, right? So they are also very, very important, right? The subcultures. So for a marketer, it is quite, quite logical and important to understand the culture and the subcultures that exist within the culture. Okay, because they all have that influence, they all have that influence on the individuals as well as on the consumers. So they cannot, the marketers cannot afford to forego that in-depth understanding. Okay, so they have to tailor make their efforts, they have to tailor make all their marketing strategies so that they match the cultural values, the subcultural aspects of the target markets. They cannot go against the cultures that are set by the societies. Okay, if some society holds, or some society claims that it is against their religion to go for a certain class of food or certain norms, the marketer cannot go against that norm. He cannot change that norm. He cannot change that cultural value or the religious value that the major portion of their market holds. Marketers, they have to go along with the culture. They cannot go against it. It severely backfires if they do so. Okay, so that is the thing. Again, social class is another factor that influences the buying behavior. Okay, social class, a society or a market can be divided into different segments based on many aspects like income. Okay, based on income, they can divide the society into different classes or different segments. The elite group, the above middle class, the lower middle class, like that. Okay, so each class of society, of the market will have different needs, different affordability, different preferences. So based on the class of the market that the company is going to target, the marketer has to, again, they have to tailor make, or they have to fit their marketing strategies to the particular social class that they are going to target. Okay, this social class need not always be divided based on income. They can divide the divide the market based on education or occupation or any other demographic variables. Okay, but whatever basis that they use for this segmentation, it is important for a marketer to make appropriate strategies that directly target the different characteristics of that social class. Okay, now coming to the social factors, reference group is another social factor that is very, very important. Okay, reference group, we as a consumer, if you are going to make a purchase, okay, you definitely refer to certain group to which you feel that connect, or to which you belong to, okay, or to that group who you value the most. That is called a reference group. Okay, not every decision is individual. There are certain decisions based again on the amount we spend or the value we attach to the product or service. We definitely consult, we discuss with certain people, right? So those certain people with whom we discuss our purchases or our decisions becomes our reference group. Or sometimes we as individuals, we want to feel connected, or we want to go along with certain groups of people who we feel connected with or who we feel are important. We want to match them. We don't want to go against the group's will. Okay, so again, such group becomes the reference group for any consumer. Okay, so here comes again the concept of opinion leaders, right? Not a group. If you find somebody who is very knowledgeable and skilled, then that person becomes the opinion leader. You as a consumer, before making the purchase decision, you try to consult with that opinion leader. Okay, because you value that person as a knowledgeable one and you respect his decisions. Okay, because you think that person is knowledgeable, he is informative, and maybe he has already used the product. So for certain reasons, you try to make a consultation with that person before you make the purchase decision. Now, the marketers, what they have to do is, they have to try to influence these reference groups and opinion leaders, because their word, that plays a major role in your decision. as an individual consumer. Okay, especially when the product is something very visible. Okay, like for example, a dress or a consumer durable like a television or a car or a house. Okay, when your product is very visible, okay, very tangible, then these reference groups and opinion leaders, they become very important in consumers' decision making process. Right? So that is the reason why influencing these reference groups and opinion leaders in favor of the brand becomes even more important for a marketer. Okay, so that is the thing. Now, family is another social factor which is a highly influential factor. Okay, family, typically in this case we consider, say, the husband, wife and children as family, or maybe the grandparents also, okay, as family. Now, each of these member of the family has a say, has a word, has an influence in the different purchase decisions that you as a consumer is going to make. Okay, say for example, you are trying to purchase a product related to kitchen. Okay, you are going to purchase an oven or a refrigerator. Obviously, the wife's role or the wife's information, the wife's perception, that becomes more influential, right? Or if you are going to invest in, say, a retirement plan or a medical package or something, then the aged person in your family, right, their interest, their role, their perception, their belief, that becomes more influencing in your decision making process as a buyer. Okay, or for example, you are going to purchase a product, say a tricycle or some scooter for your kids. Then obviously the kids, even though they are very little, they are very young in age, but their preferences, their interests, they take the front seat. So the marketers, they have to understand these changing roles in the family and these different people in the family and their motivations, and they have to formulate their marketing strategies accordingly. Okay, and the role and status, say for example, if there is a lady of the house, that lady of the house is not just the homemaker, she is also a working lady. Okay, she, for example, holds a very defining position in a company. Okay, so now that woman, she is playing a dual role, both as a mother or as a housewife and as a career lady, career woman. Now, her purchases and her decisions will be influenced by these two different changing roles. Okay, and the different status that she holds in these two different roles. Okay, so this is how the role that a person plays both in the house and outside the house, that influences the buying decisions. Okay, hope you liked the video. Please do like, share and subscribe. Thank you.